check, mic check. Mic check, mic check.
I would say probably in the backfield. Like if you go straight here, it's kind of like diagonal from here, I think. Where they play. I know they play softball there. I don't know if it's who's playing there. How are you guys doing?
These are positions here.
Yeah, I got the positions for. Wait, this is batting order.
Oh, it's batting order.
They didn't have their positions on their sheet. I got them for the other team. This is uniform number. This is batting order and position. Yeah, yeah. Plate. All right. Which plate? Rich Blank.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we have for you HARC Baseball. The Rays and Braves will be getting us started here. 5:45 first pitch. Joshua Scully with you tonight alongside Bill Dice. The South Union Township Supervisors presents the South Union Township Sports Network today from Hutchinson. It's HARC Baseball as our first game of a doubleheader tonight. The 5:45 first pitch of the Rays and Braves just around the corner. Again, this is Joshua Scully on the South Union Township Sports Network with Bill Dice tonight. Coverage of this game is a joint cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, Joshua Scully and Bill Dice with you tonight, and we will see the Braves and the Rays in action. Bill, the Braves are one of the few teams that you and I have not had an opportunity to see over the course of the previous week. This, of course, is going to be 10U baseball action tonight. But we're excited for the opportunity to see some new talent against the Rays, who we did have a chance to check out last week.
Yeah, you know what, Josh? I was just thinking the same thing. You know, we got to see the Rays in action last night. We get to bring you the Braves tonight against them. We look for a competitive game. If you take a look around, the wind, it's kind of like Wrigley Field here, Josh. One moment it's blown out, next moment it's blown in, so you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe if we get a little wind, maybe we'll see a little bit of a long ball tonight.
Absolutely. We do have some wind, and as Bill described it, even since we've started the broadcast just a moment or two ago, we do have a breeze that is sometimes coming in from left field, blowing across the lake here at Hutchinson, and sometimes blowing in from behind us out across home plate and the pitcher's mound. We will see the Braves coming to the plate first this evening, and the Rays will be in the field. Starting pitcher for the Rays tonight will be True George at first base. It'll be Isaac Kirsch at second, Christian Curry at short, Garrett Holt, and at third, Hayden DeMitz. Your backstop tonight for the Rays is going to be Dominic Brooks. In the field for the Rays tonight, we'll see Brantley Connors along with Ethan Cuppett. And also out in the field tonight, Vanden Bicker will be holding down that outfield for the Rays. So we're looking forward to a competitive game tonight between the Rays and the Braves. The Rays, of course, will be in their light blue uniform, white pants. They will be playing the field. They'll be serving as your home team for this evening's contest. The Braves, who will be coming to plate first, will be sending Noah Hartline up to bat first to get us started here in the top of the first. The Braves wearing their dark navy uniform, red number, white trim, gray pants. The Braves are coached by Joshua Hartline, and their sponsor is Hopwood Childcare. And for the Rays, head coach for the Rays will be Tony Holt, and their sponsor there, Mom Marukas. So we want to thank the coaches certainly for all of their effort tonight. We know that both of these teams receive very good help from some volunteer assistant coaches too. Our umpires on the field tonight, in the field, will be Adam Sepik, and behind home plate here for game number one, Rich Klink. And Bill, you don't get much better weather for this, especially in early May when the weather can be a bit unpredictable for some baseball here in southwestern Pennsylvania.
No, it's going to be a beautiful night tonight. You know, we had monsoon season in April. Now May's been pretty nice, pretty dry. It looks to be nice weather for baseball, and should be a good game tonight.
We did have what you might refer to as monsoon season. Some of that has hung around into May, too. We've seen some severe weather. Nothing like that in the forecast for this evening, though. We are expecting absolutely beautiful conditions. A few clouds lurking around, especially off to the east, but otherwise it is quite perfect for baseball. We've got a temperature right now, 77 degrees, and we're going to see declining temperatures, of course, as the sun settles. But even by first pitch of our second contest, which is scheduled for 7:15, we should be looking at a temperature of about 75 degrees and clear. We should see these clouds moving out as the evening progresses. True George is your starting pitcher for the Rays tonight. He wears number 8 for the Rays, and he's about to get us started here. And leading us off for the Braves, of course, will be their first hitter tonight, Noah Hartline. And Noah wears number 10 for the Braves. He's getting some last-minute instruction here from his coaches before he steps in to get this one officially underway. And, Bill, I'll tell you what, our really first experience out here was last week in at least this capacity, and we saw a lot of runs put across home plate.
Yes, we did. We saw a lot of base runners, a lot of hits. This Braves team, they look like they have some good-looking kids who want to pound the ball, so we got to see George pitch a little bit last week, too, so we'll see what he can do tonight. Maybe get a little bit of the nerves out. We saw a lot of pitchers last week throwing a lot of balls. This is the younger age group, first time pitching, so we'll see what they can do tonight.
And we are just a few seconds away here from the first pitch as Hartline is going to step in to get us started. Top of the first inning, Braves and Rays here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Thank you again for joining us. Joshua Scully alongside Bill Dice. This first one's going to be fouled back and away. And we see Noah Hartline, the right-handed bat, facing the righty, True George. And right now George is in front 0-1. We'll see if the Braves can't look to manufacture some runs here in the early goings of this 10U baseball contest. First pitch down low. And, Bill, certainly you and I saw some pretty high pitch counts last week, too, for some of these young men. Of course, they're limited with how many innings they can pitch, but that doesn't mean they don't throw a lot of pitches while they're in the game.
Yeah, there's one in the dirt there. But, yeah, I think it can go 3 innings. I think we talked to one of the coaches after the game last week. He said most guys can only go 2. And, in this younger age group, they're throwing a lot of pitches, a lot of balls, a lot of strikes, a lot of walks. So, that's to be expected, I guess.
This count is now going to go 2-2. Rich Klink operating behind home plate for us tonight. We'll call that a strike. And we have a 2-2 count now on Noah Hartline. Hartline's going to step out of the right-handed batter's box and get some instruction here from his coach. Now he'll step back in, and here's the pitch on the way. This one in the dirt, too. We'll go full count for Hartline to get us started. And right now, the Braves just 1 ball away from having their first base runner of the evening. Here is the payoff pitch, full count coming, and Hartline's going to offer, and he will strike out. Good-looking pitch there by True George. And that time, Bill, George goes up high in the zone and gets Hartline to chase.
Yeah, he went after a high heater. And those high heaters, they look good coming in, but, man, they're hard to catch up with, I know. Nice pitch there by George.
Very nice. This will be Eli King who comes up swinging for the Braves. King wears number 3. He's their number 2 hitter, and he's going to fall behind 0-1 here on a beautiful day in Fayette County. HARC baseball here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Gorgeous, 77 degrees, and enjoy it while you can. Of course, if you're looking at the extended forecast, you see, of course, this weather is not going to hold for us over the course of the next few days. Here's King offering again at that one. He's going to go down 0-2.
One thing, Josh, too, it's nice. George has gotten ahead of the batters here. That's important at any level of baseball, especially, these younger age groups. They throw a lot of balls, and you can get ahead early. That's big.
And definitely, Bill, last week when we were here, we did see quite often those pitchers who were able to get ahead consistently, really limited offensive ability against them. Here's the 0-2. And this one is hit well over the keystone and into center, and it's going to get away. And this is a big opportunity for King. He will be into second, but he wants 3, Bill. He's going to push it all the way. Here's the throw, and King is ahead of it. He steps off, but he's back. And, Bill, I'll tell you right now, that is not something that you and I saw last week. We did not see that sort of aggression coming around second base. Yeah. Great job there by King.
Yeah, that was a heck of a hit. Then he wanted that extra base. I don't know if his coach really wanted to take it or not, but he took it, and he made it in there safely. So we got a runner on third, 1 out.
This will be Joseph Mahalko stepping in now. He's the number 3 hitter and wears 9 for the Braves. This pitch from George outside and low. Opportunity here with a runner in scoring position for the Braves to get on the board early against the Rays. Of course, last week, again, when we had an opportunity to see some of these 10U teams, here's the 1-0 on its way again, low, 2-0. Plenty of offense, plenty of runs scored from virtually every team we had a chance to watch. Bill, in a couple of those games, I believe we were in the ballpark of 20 runs overall, maybe even over that.
Yeah, the kids are being aggressive. It's good to see. And, one thing I noticed, too, these volunteer coaches, they're doing a good job. They really want the kids to be aggressive at the plate, so they're really swinging the bats. And so that's a good thing to see, not just up there waiting for the walk.
Here's the pitch from George. Mahalko will take ball 4. And he'll draw our first walk of the evening.
I think I might have cursed George there, talking about getting ahead of hitters, and then he fell right behind.
He'll have an opportunity to redeem himself here against number 8, Brody Piper, who is a lefty, and will be batting for the Braves with runners on the corners. George with his first offering. That's a good-looking pitch, but it's going to miss just a bit upstairs.
Yeah, Josh, I'm going to take your word for it on these pitches too, because I'm screened from the umpire here. So if they're not swinging or if it's not in the dirt, I can't tell if it's a ball or strike.
This one's chopped to third. Good defense there from Hayden DeMitz. He's going to throw over to second but not get the runner. And that's going to allow King to score. And we'll see a single there for Piper. And, Bill, I'll tell you what, I may have the advantage right now when it comes to balls and strikes, but should it begin to rain, which we're not anticipating, but should it begin to rain, the advantage is going to go back to you.
Yeah, I think you might be scurrying in here to beat the rain. If hopefully we don't have that tonight.
This is Higman hitting one right back to George, who scoops to try to get the out at second, won't have it, And coming around to score here, that's going to be Mahalko. Good heads-up play there by the Braves, taking advantage of the opportunity. And swinging there for the Braves was Levi Higman.
Oh, what we got here? We had a lot of meetings between umpires last week too, Josh. We got one here in the top of the first today.
And it may be a matter if you cannot advance off a third on an overthrow. We'll see what the conversation is. I also want to correct myself. Batting there was Benjamin Goodwin for the Braves. Due up, Charlie Henger. Henger is actually also the starting pitcher for the Braves. And so we're going to see that run come off the board. They'll make Mahalko go back. They'll determine that Mahalko was not eligible to advance on that particular play.
Now we got the bases loaded, one out. Put it in play, you're probably going to score at least one.
Batting here is the starting pitcher for the Braves, Charlie Henger, so he really has a chance to help his own cause in the best way possible with those bases loaded. Just one down. Goodwin having successfully got on to first base. This one also misses. Goodwin really came up swinging there, did not even give us a chance to introduce him.
That was quick. Quick pitch, quick hit, and he's on first base.
Here's the 2-0 offering. This one's going to go behind Henger. Henger is the number 6 hitter in this lineup. He will be followed by Higman. We'll see if the Braves now.
Coaches are giving him the green light. I can hear down here at first base.
And he's going to draw the walk.
Yeah, there's nothing to hit on that one.
And Mahalko will come around to score. In any case, that's a 2-0 advantage now for the Braves. And we will see Levi Higman. Higman wears number 5. He's actually going to walk down toward his first base coach for a little bit of instruction as the Rays take a moment and meet with their pitcher, True George. We'll take a moment and share with you our sponsors who, due to their support, have made this evening's broadcast possible. Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, SWGI specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank and South Union Township supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Levi Higman at the plate, right-handed bat. Going to see if he can't really open this one up here early. Swings through George's first offering, and he'll fall behind 0-1. We have seen George prove to be successful here tonight when he gets ahead, and we'll see if he cannot maintain this pitcher's friendly count. That one's a good-looking pitch, Bill. 0-2.
All right, good, because I couldn't tell if it was a strike or ball from my viewpoint. So he's ahead 0-2, right?
He is ahead 0-2 with the bases loaded. This is a big pitch. One down. That one misses outside. 1-2 goes the count. George, of course, certainly will want to try to get Higman here. If he can get Higman, you get 2 down. Here's the 1-2 on its way. This one's going to miss outside as well. Higman will leave it there. And a very friendly and supportive chant for Levi Higman coming from his dugout. Of course, this is a big at-bat for the Braves here in the first inning. They could really stand to capitalize. Of course, you can't score more than 5 runs in any half inning. Here's the 2-2 from George. That one's upstairs, and Higman ducks out of the way. If Higman were to deliver a big hit, you could reason the Braves would hit that magic number of 5 with the bases loaded.
Now, Josh, I have a question for you here. Well, that's not going to happen on this at-bat, but if they would hit a home run here, put one out there in the water, would all the runs count, or?
I think you can only.
Or would it stop at 5?
It would still stop at 5 in this inning. If we were playing in the final inning of play, it would not stop there. You could score an infinite number of runs, but I do believe in this particular scenario, we would see the number still halted at 5.
Okay.
Jackson Stanish, our next batter, right-handed bat. Base is still loaded. Advantage now, 3-0 in favor of the Braves. Pitch on its way from George. And offering here, swinging through, will be Stanish. Stanish batting with the bases full of Braves. And the dugout reminding everyone is that. And Stanish will offer it this one, too. Now he falls behind against True George. This is a nice opportunity here for George to pick up that elusive second out. He generated a strikeout to start this game. He's still looking for out number 2. This one's going to miss away, and we go 2-2. Home plate umpire Rich Klink reminding everyone of as much. And Bill, some big news. We'll see what this pitch is first. 2-2. This one's going to be fouled back over top of the cage.
And it's stuck.
Yeah, it ultimately dropped through, but that one should be retrievable. No damage done. Paul Skeens called up today, Bill. He's going to pitch on Saturday for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, I heard that earlier in the week. That was probably going to happen this week. And
this one chopped foul.
And, I know a lot of Pirate fans want it to happen, even sooner than it has. So hopefully he lives up to everything he's billed as being.
That would be great news for them. Here's a big pitch from George. That one's going to miss outside. So now we've got Jackson Stanish, who has battled around here to a full count. Here's the offering from George. This one's way upstairs, and Stanish will not pursue it. That will bring home another run. Coming around to score this time, Benjamin Goodwin, 4-0. And batting next for the Braves will be their number 9 hitter. This is Mason Collins.
Josh, you talked about the pitch count. We need our buddy Tony Onula here tonight. He's real good keeping track of that pitch count. And George has to be up there, already for the first inning. He's gone a lot of 3-2 counts, some foul balls.
He's seen a lot of really good-looking pitches. He's generated some strikes for sure. Unfortunately, he's had a few pitches get away from him, too, and he's behind here against Collins. Bases are still loaded. The Braves can score just one more in this half frame. George with the step and delivery. This one is good-looking, but they'll say it misses outside.
Drew saying, come on, Blue, that was close.
That was a very close pitch. This one also a pretty good pitch, but downstairs. And now a very friendly count for Collins.
3-1, hitters count.
True George will come set. Here's the wind and the delivery, and that one's going to miss upstairs. And that is going to walk Mason Collins and will score a 5th run. And if my math is as good as I would like it to be, that should be 5, and I do believe that is. We have played 1/2 inning here at Hutchinson tonight. 10U baseball between the Braves and the Rays. Your score, Braves 5, Rays nothing, but the Rays will get their first chance at the plate here in the bottom of the 1st when we come back on the South Union Township Sports Network. If you're watching this game on BreezeLine or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Television or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates. Facebook.com/South Union TV. Subscribe for notifications when we go live. Joshua Scully alongside Bill Dice. When we come back here on the South Union Township Sports Network, the Rays will get their first crack at the plate in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Hey, boys, swing those bats. We don't swing, we can't hit.
Welcome back to the South Union Township Sports Network. Joshua Scully alongside Bill Dice on a beautiful Wednesday evening here in southwestern Pennsylvania in the heart of Fayette County, where we will see the Rays take their first opportunity at the plate against the Braves starting pitcher, Charlie Henger. Henger will get us started with his first pitch of the evening in just a moment. And our leadoff hitter tonight for the Rays will be Dominic Brooks. Brooks also serving as the catcher tonight for the Rays.
You know, Josh, I was talking to a few of these young men today in school. They were all amped up about us covering the game tonight. So I'm really glad we're able to bring this to the community for these these young athletes, and give them the opportunity to have a little bit of airtime.
I agree, Bill. Some of the Braves, when I was in the Braves dugout pregame to get the starting lineup, some of the players had noticed the camera, and they were really excited. They knew they were going to be live somewhere, and I told them, and they were really excited about it. They shared it with some of their parents nearby, and we've had a lot of good feedback last week on broadcasting here on the South Union Township Sports Network, HARC Baseball. And we're glad that you're joining us wherever you may be. And, Bill, I'll tell you this as well. We had, to my understanding, some viewers from across the country last week for HARC Baseball.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. But that's a great thing about, technology and Facebook. We're able to bring these games to people, wherever they may be. I know we have one lady who was listening to the game last week on the way in. She was running late, so she was able to catch, stay up with the action.
That's awesome. And the power of technology certainly allows us to do so much. Henger's first pitch way upstairs to Dominic Brooks. Brooks is catching tonight for the Rays, and he's going to bat leadoff. Due up after him, Garrett Holt, and they'll all be followed by True George. This one is going to miss outside as well, so a good start here for this at-bat. Dominic Brooks looking to get things started for the Rays. The Rays, of course, in their light blue uniform, white pants. Here's the 2-0 coming now from Henger. The wind and the delivery. This one is going to be hit right back to Henger. Henger gives it the glove, tosses over to first, but the throw is going to get away, and Brooks does not hesitate to take an extra base, and so he'll be down to second on the overthrow. Good job there by Dominic Brooks. No hesitation in his advancement, getting an extra base out of that miscue. Next up for the Rays, their number 2 hitter this evening, Garrett Holt. With a runner in scoring position, the Rays, of course, are going to want to pick up a couple of these runs that they surrendered in the top of the first. This pitch over top of Holt, and he ducks away. Holt is the shortstop. Of course, for this age, really any age, Bill, shortstop, one of those really valued positions. If you're able to play it well, you always find your way into the lineup.
Yeah, shortstop's a fun position. You get to get a lot of action there. Other than pitching and catching, it's probably the second or the third best position to play.
Brooks advancing on that throw that gets away. That pitch not able to be corralled at the plate. And now Brooks is at third base. He represents the first run of the night for the Rays if he's able to come around. Here's the offering to Holt. This one is going to miss outside. And right now, Holt certainly in the driver's seat.
3-0, I believe.
I do believe you're correct, Bill. I think the home plate umpire, Rich Klink, just reminded the coaches of as much. So Holt, maybe just a pitch away from getting on to first base here. Henger sends this one home, way upstairs. And Holt will take his base. And we've got runners on the corners now for the Rays here to get this one started.
Yeah, the Rays, they need these base runners to chip away at this lead. Hopefully they can at least get a couple, get back in the game a little bit.
Certainly you want to keep it close early on. True George, the starting pitcher for the Rays, with a chance to help himself, facing Charlie Henger. Henger with the step in the pitch. This one's going to miss just off the plate, and Holt will advance down to second base. Good slide there by Garrett Holt, and he's into second base with time to spare.
Yeah, Josh, I was wondering how it would be sliding on this new turf they have here, but the kids don't seem to mind. They seem to be, sliding right in there with no problem, so it must be all right.
Yeah, they don't seem to hesitate about it at all, nor does it seem to affect them much. The slides have looked really good. This one is upstairs from Henger. And so now True George has an opportunity to capitalize here with 2 runners in scoring position.
And then again, this the turf nowadays is a lot different from our playing days.
Oh, yes, it has come
the
a
AstroTurf.
very, very long way. And that's true really for every level of play too, Bill. This one is going to be hit back to Henger. Henger grabs it, throws on to first. Overthrow there on the first base throw. That's going to let Brooks score, and now Holt will come through. And we've quickly got ourselves a 5-2 ball game with George staying at first base.
Helping himself out. You know what? He kind of hit that with one hand, too, if you notice, Josh. He kind of let go of the bat. Hey, got it in play, and, at any age level, you put it in play, you have a chance, especially at the 10U level.
That is definitely true. George, of course. True George. Now he's going to make his way down to second base, and he's in comfortably. There's another good slide.
Yes.
From the Rays. The Rays have taken advantage here of just about every opportunity they've been given so far in this first inning. At the plate now is Isaac Kirsch. Kirsch is the first baseman for the Rays. Henger will come set. Now here's his pitch. That's a good-looking pitch, too, called for a strike. Henger has a very purposeful delivery, which is nice to see. A lot of times, of course, pitchers may be feeling the nerves just a little bit, work very quickly. Bill and I certainly learned that last week. But Henger here is really taking his time, and another good-looking pitch from Charlie Henger, who seems to have found the zone, back-to-back strikes. And 2 very good-looking pitches with True George at the Keystone in scoring position on second base. Isaac Kirsch now will defend against the strikeout. Henger will come set, the wind and the delivery. This one is going to be outside. George thought about going on the move. Will return. You can see the breeze blowing off the lake a little bit, generating some ripples. I don't see any geese tonight, Bill, but there is one duck on the pond, at least for the Rays.
Yes, for sure, and that's the pitcher, George.
Henger upstairs here. Kirsch has now battled his way back into the count. We've got a full count. George had been down 1-2 back-to-back balls. Have allowed him now with an opportunity maybe to draw a walk if the pitch is not there. Henger will come set. And the pitch is on its way. This one upstairs. And that's going to give Kirsch a free pass. And he makes his way down to first. Next up is Hayden DeMitz.
You know what, Josh? They don't have the scoreboard operating out here again tonight. So that kind of makes it a little tough on the batter there sometimes. The batter there wasn't quite sure what the count was.
I think you were definitely right, Bill. We didn't have the scoreboard in operation last week either. And DeMitz will swing through this one. And I don't think it helps for these batters, especially this time of day right now. Later in the evening, this won't be a factor, but you have to appreciate the sun is hitting these hitters right in the face. Hayden DeMitz came prepared for that. He's got a nice big pair of sunglasses on. But on top of not trying to lose focus on where this ball is coming from, I know the hitters probably are not remembering exactly what the count is. DeMitz going to foul this one off. Good cut there by Hayden DeMitz. He's the Rays third baseman. The Rays, of course, right now, nobody down. And a couple of runs have come around to score. 5-2, your current score. Henger.
No out still.
Nobody down yet for the Rays, so plenty of opportunities to go. That one's going to miss up high. We've got a couple of folks out beyond the left field wall taking a walk along the beach, maybe looking for a souvenir out there. If somebody really wanted to give one a ride, it's 212 down the left field line here at Hutchison. Henger will come set.
They might be looking for dinner out there too, Josh.
Certainly. That one's going to miss up high.
It's probably about that time for most folks tonight. I know you and I, we usually don't eat till 9, 10 o'clock usually with our crazy busy schedules.
I'm looking forward to that tonight, though, Bill, because my wife promised me she's going to make wings. So,
are you getting a special sauce?
I bought a bottle of Louisiana Liquors. This one's fouled back, so I'm really looking forward to, that's one of those things, Bill, that get you through the day.
Yeah, I hear you, especially these dog days in May for us teachers.
Yes. 18 days to go. Henger sizing up the situation here. Runners on first and second base. His pitch is going to miss just outside. So now a full count for Hayden DeMitz. DeMitz is, and I'm sure many of these young men are, but DeMitz is a multi-sport athlete. Also has some prowess on the basketball court. Here's Henger coming set. His offering on its way, and DeMitz is going to lay into this one into right field. A good piece of it had, and DeMitz is safely to first, but that may clear the bases if they send Kirsch. They will not. They hold Kirsch. But a great hit there by DeMitz, and he sort of gave that one the tomahawk, Bill. He got the bat out in front of the plate, drove that one opposite field.
Yeah, the outside pitch he took to right field, like a true hitter does. Still no outs. 5-3.
Tyson Huey in the batter's box, right-handed bat. Runners on the corners now for the Rays. And Huey takes this one outside.
Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
I was just going to say, Bill, the countdown is indeed on, and not just for us. I'm sure virtually every young man on this field, and maybe even the umpires, know how many days are left in school.
I'm sure the students do.
Henger will fire one past Huey here.
When you don't have to get up in the morning for school, you can go out in the backyard, play some wiffle ball, some home run derby, where they like. So they're probably licking their chops, get some extra BP in, so we can see some more runs in these games. We're in trouble.
That time is coming for them. That free time is coming. The 1-1 will miss outside, and we'll go 2-1. Hayden DeMitz still on first base. Probably looking for an opportunity here to take off because he's got himself a little bit of a lead, about as much a one as you can take in 10U. Henger with the wind and the pitch, and a good-looking pitch there. Huey wanted that one, maybe got out just a bit in front of it.
Yeah, good-looking swing there. Nice pitch, right in the zone. That's what we like to see up here as announcers of the game. Lots of strikes.
We've certainly seen a few of those so far this inning from Henger. He's let a couple of really good-looking pitches go. That one's just going to miss. And another full count. So Henger has certainly done quite a bit of pitching here in inning number 1, too. He's had 3 consecutive full count situations. And this is the third of those 3. He'll come set against Hayden DeMitz. And the pitch on its way. A good-looking one, and that one's in. I'm sorry, that was against Tyson Huey, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Henger gets his first strikeout of the inning, first strikeout of the game for Charlie Henger. And coming up to the plate now, the number 7 hitter. This is Christian Curry, the second baseman for the Rays. Runners still on the corners. Henger, first offering to Curry, in for a strike. And we will say this for Charlie Henger, Bill, when he has delivered, some of these pitches are exactly where you want them. He is really attacking the plate in the zone with his strikes.
Yeah, he might be trying to pick his spots a little too close.
This one on its way, 0-1. That one's just outside, going to miss the outside edge of the plate. Otherwise, a good-looking pitch with runners on the corners and now 1 down, with the Rays currently still trailing 5-3. So an opportunity here for the Braves now maybe to preserve this lead. And this one is going to just miss again, so Henger missing back-to-back pitches just off the mark.
You know, Josh, we've been having these offensive outbursts in these midget and little league games. I was doing the covering the Uniontown Collinsville varsity baseball game last night with WMBS, and the score was 0-0 after 7 innings.
Wow.
It ended up being a 1-0 Collinsville win in 8 innings. So it was quite a pitching duel.
So far, we've seen an offensive one here tonight with Demitz moving up on that pitch that got away. Henger looking to get this at-bat back under control. That one's upstairs again, but of course now no one can move. That's actually going to load the bases. Curry draws a walk, and your next batter, will be Bradley Connors. Bradley is a right-handed bat, and he will swing here with the bases loaded. Full of Rays. Henger looking to generate another out here. He's struck out one batter so far in this inning. This one goes upstairs. Connors leaves it there. Brantley Connors is the 8-hitter. Number 9, Vanden Bicker, is on deck.
He had a couple nice hits last week, if I do remember correctly.
He did. He did. Probably not the batter the Braves want to see here if the bases remain loaded. This one's down and away. Brantley Connors not offering it anything he does not like. Good crowd on hand here tonight for the Rays and the Braves. We've got spectators in both dugouts, some spectators who have brought their own seating. Of course, the bleachers here are sort of built off the dugouts on either side, and some spectators have brought their chairs. This one's going to miss upstairs. And two, we've got a golf cart on the scene, maybe looking for some parking.
Or he might be looking for some foul balls, maybe.
That's true, too. We see the yards here near Hutchison. Collect plenty of those.
Hopefully he's not golfing at the country club looking for his ball.
I would hope not. Here's the next pitch from Henger upstairs so far. And that's actually going to be it. That's a 4-pitch walk for Brantley Connors, and that walks in a run.
Yeah, I thought I had the count messed up there for a second.
I actually thought that pitch made it 3-0, but we'll certainly always defer to Rich Klink on that. And the bases are going to stay loaded. The Braves want to take a moment and discuss in what has quickly become a 5-4 game.
Yeah, we said they need to claw back in there. They look like they're going to tie it up and go to 5-run max. Well, it looked like we had some equipment malfunction over in the home team dugout.
One more run would generate 10 here for the first inning. That is a maximum across the board, 5 runs from each team. And that is true for every inning of the game until the final inning of play. Henger will fire one in for a strike against Vanden Bicker. Bicker is going to bat with the bases loaded, and the potential is there for the Rays to score one more before they hit that limit.
Yeah, we're working on a 37-minute first inning here, Josh. Hopefully the other innings pick up their pace a little bit.
Bicker will swing through that one. Well, Bill, the good news is here, and one of the places I work, as you're probably familiar, at Penn State Fayette, for their baseball and softball games, they do not have lights on the field. So games such as this one, when you have that long first inning, especially a late afternoon, early evening start, you find yourself behind the 8 ball. This one is fouled off the cage, which makes it a dead ball. Bicker is going to stay alive with the bases loaded. He is the 9th batter the Rays have sent to the plate. And we'll see if he cannot find a way to bring in that 5th run for the Rays to get this back to a 5-5 tie. Here's Henger with the offering. Bicker is going to strike out on that pitch. And we've got 2 down now with the number 10 hitter due up for the Rays. Coming up now for the Rays will be Ethan Cuppett. Cuppett wears number 5, and he's making his way to the batter's box right now. Cuppett does of course, conclude the batting order for the Rays. We'll be back to the top with Dominic Brooks next. But no matter what Cuppet does here, he's either going to score that fifth run, drive it in, rather, or produce that third out. And that's going to bring the first inning to a conclusion. Henger will come set. And now here's the delivery. Pitch is on its way. That one is upstairs, and Cuppet's going to leave it. Inning got started with Brooks, who hit a single, then moved to second on an overthrow. He would later score. Holt, George, and Kirsch all scoring. Since then, the Rays have drawn a couple of walks, had a single, the big single out of DeMitz, and a couple of strikeouts. But as it stands right now, we may see this fifth and final run of the bottom of the first walked in. The Rays, under the direction of head coach Tony Holt. Sponsor is Mom Marukas. Henger with a big pitch here to see if he can preserve the lead for the Braves. That one is going to miss upstairs, and that fifth run will indeed come around. This is Hayden DeMitz, who takes his helmet off as he scores that fifth run, and that's going to do it for the first inning. Hey, that is as much baseball as we can bring you here on the South Union Township Sports Network. We've played one between the Rays and the Braves. Your score is 5-all when we come back here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Welcome back to the South Union Township Sports Network. Joshua Scully alongside Bill Dice for this first game of a doubleheader. We want to thank our sponsors tonight, Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialists, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and, of course, we also want to remember physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, and South Union Township supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. True George back on the mound for the Rays. Your score right now, tied at 5. The Braves, of course, generating 5 runs in the top of the first inning. The Rays good for 5 more in the bottom of the first frame, and now we're ready for inning number 2, and True George is going to remain pitching for the Rays. Due up for the Braves, we are going to see Maddox Tungate. Tungate wears number 7 for the Braves. He is due up, followed by Scott Gwynn, and then we're back to the top of the order for the Braves with Noah Hartline. True George is ready to go. First pitch on its way and in the dirt. 1-0. Maddox Tungate making his first plate appearance of the game. The Braves in the first inning sent 9 batters to the plate. Scored their 5 runs in those 9 batters. 2-0. Both the top and the bottom half of the first inning came to a conclusion on a walk. Here's a big swing, and Tungate's going to drop this one into center field. He's got himself a single to get this one started for the Braves here in inning number 2.
Nice little hit there over the outstretched arms of the second baseman.
Rays really tried to get a hold of that one. Scott Gwynn will step in here with a runner on first, and he's going to take a strike, a good-looking pitch from True George. Good to see George back out there here in inning number 2 after he worked inning number 1. Here's the pitch. That one's going to miss, 1-1. And taking off will be Tungate. Tungate in at second base. As you heard Bill share with you pregame, in these games there are some restrictions on how much pitching any individual player can do. 2-1 count.
You know what, Josh? I really like this 5-run per inning rule. You know, it really kind of helps with the competitive balance a little bit.
I think it does too, and it also, probably for the sake of the players, helps keep the game moving, even if just for them.
Yeah, because, you know, like you said before the game, it's a warm one out there today. So if you're standing out there for too long.
Right, especially with the sun still up, and now Tungate's not able to advance off of that missed throw. He's going to be at third base until he's able to advance off of a hit. True George with the pitch, and swinging through is going to be Scott Gwynn, who has struck out.
One down here in the top of the second.
Back to the top of the order with Noah Hartline. Hartline was a strikeout victim the first time through. Right-handed bat with a runner on third and looking to reclaim the lead for the Braves. He comes up swinging, chops one down the third baseline, and it gets away. Hartline able to produce an RBI there with that single. And that one stayed just fair for him, Bill. It bounced the line the whole way.
Yeah, that was a little tough hop there on this new turf. Wasn't real sure how to play it.
This is Eli King, the number 2 hitter for the Braves, and Hartline is going to take the opportunity to run here. And he gets down to second base. King, the first time through, had a double that he essentially turned into a triple on a miscue. He swings through this one. Hartline on the move again. Here's the throw to DeMitz to get him, but Hartline's going to beat it. Slides under the tag. Good job there by the infield umpire, Adam Sepik, moving himself into position to get a good look at that one.
A good throw there by Brooks. I thought he was going to get him.
This one is going to chase King out of the batter's box and to the turf. So Hartline is on third base. This one swung through by King.
You know, Josh, something else I've noticed out here with these coaches, they're really moving the kids around defensively, which is nice to see. You know, everybody's playing different positions and getting a chance to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, to help them with a little bit of experience everywhere. And at this age, certainly you're not too old to find out that you've got a knack for a different position. Here's George striking out King.
Little backwards K there for scoring at home.
Joseph Mahalko will step in. He's the number 3 hitter. Where's number 9? Pitch from George. Swung through. Runner on third base.
2 down. George has gotten 2 relatively quick outs here in the top of the second.
Yeah, he's been very efficient. We've not seen too many counts go too high. So
we jinxed him.
Hopefully able to get this one under control and maintain that sort of momentum he's built for his team. George with a windup in the pitch, and this one skips in front of home plate.
You know, I'll see True in school tomorrow. I'll have to apologize for jinxing him. You know, every time I say something like that, he throws a few balls in a row.
We'll see if he delivers here. This one does produce a swing. And that's going to be a 2-2 count. The Braves, sponsored by Hopwood Childcare, down to their last out here of the second inning. George will wind and deliver, and he's going to strike out Mahalko. And that was 3 strikeouts for True George in the top of the second inning. So he does not fall completely subject to the curse. May have had to throw a few extra pitches, but otherwise gets out of that one without too much damage. We are going to head now into the bottom of the second inning when we come back on the South Union Township Sports Network.
Hey, boys, listen. Hey, we're at the top of the lineup. Let's do
Welcome back to the South Union Township Sports Network. Joshua Scully with you this evening alongside Bill Dice. We've got a new pitcher for the Braves. This will be Benjamin Goodwin working the second inning here for the Braves against the Rays. The Braves do lead 6-5. Both teams scored the maximum number of runs allowed in 1/2 inning, at least in the early frames of 10U baseball here at Hutchinson. This is 10U HARC baseball, of course, on the South Union Township Sports Network this evening. So we will see, pitching for the Braves for the first time this evening, Benjamin Goodwin, and he will face the top of the order from the Rays. So we're going to see the Rays batting lineup from the very top with Dominic Brooks, their catcher, who was waiting just outside the batter's box to be queued up by home plate umpire Rich Klink. Adam Sepik working the field for us tonight. He's done a nice job, and so has Rich Klink behind the plate. Goodwin will get us started here. He winds up and delivers, and this one is going to miss up high and away. First time through, Brooks hit a single, was able to get to second base on a miscue, stole a base, came around to score thereafter. Here's the 1-0. This one is in for a strike. Brooks tried to get out of the way of that one, tried to make it look like he got out of the way of that one. But, Bill, that may have been a case of just a touch of acting. Brooks did a good job of it, though.
He had to get out of the way of that one.
He did have to duck clear of that one. 2-1. Brooks did a good job of catching two through 2 innings. And here's a good swing by Brooks to short. And will he beat it out? Yes, he will. By probably a step and a half. Brooks is in safely with his second hit of the night. He's now 2 for 2.
Yeah, hustling down the line the whole way. You know, that's how you get those infield hits, really raise your batting average.
Garrett Holt, the shortstop, who walked last time, stole a base, came around to score. In the batter's box now with Brooks on first. So the Rays starting this inning with some immediate success, and that's how they started the previous inning as well. We do have a second game coming up for you tonight. That game is scheduled to be a 7:15 first pitch. We are a bit behind schedule.
7:45.
7:45. You are correct, Bill. 7:45 first pitch. And here's a good swing by Holt, and this is going to be a close play. Everybody will be safe. Nice work there by Brooks, who pushed it the whole way, despite the fact the ball had been hit right into the base path.
Yeah, that was a nice stop there. I thought he was going to put the tag on, but he tried to beat him to the base and couldn't quite do it.
True George at the plate has this one go behind him with runners on first and second for the Rays.
Josh, once again, these pitchers work so quick, I couldn't even turn the camera fast enough to get that one on film.
True was able to avoid getting hit by a pitch, and he'll swing through this one. The count now goes 1-1. We've not had a batter get struck by a pitch yet. Hopefully we don't see that happen this evening. Goodwin with the 1-1 offering on its way. This one will be in for a strike. George stepping aside, but the home plate umpire, Rich Klink, says that one found the zone, and it's 1-2. Bill, how about this? We're now to our number 3 hitter for the Rays. This one is going to produce a strikeout, and running off of that strikeout will be Brooks, who makes it to third. George is down on strikes. But even before that strikeout, Bill, now the fact that there was a strikeout there makes this even a little more poignant as Isaac Kirsch steps in. That is just the Rays' third out of the game.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the old 5-run rule.
Yeah, so they had played a long way there, several batters into the second before picking up that third out. I suppose the same was true for the Braves. They got it with their second batter of the second inning. Kirsch going to look at a strike here.
Josh, was that first pitch a ball or a strike?
I believe it was a called strike. 0-2 is what home plate umpire Rich Klink is showing with his hands. And here is the 0-2 pitch. Kirsch escapes the path of that one, and we go 1-2. Beautiful evening here at Hutchinson. If you're within a close proximity, you may want to continue heading in this direction. Maybe you're heading down here for our second game. This one misses. We go 2-2. If you can get down here a little bit early, I do believe the concession stand is open. I see a few individuals in line. Could be a nice night for a walk around the lake. Here's the 2-2 offering for Goodwin. That's in for a strike, and that's going to be back-to-back strikeouts for Goodwin.
Good-looking pitch right there.
The Rays have runners on the corners, and we're going to see Hayden DeMitz.
6-5 still, Josh, with 2 outs.
Much slower paced second inning. That's for certain. Hayden DeMitz will step in here. DeMitz, of course, delivered the big hit his first time up into right field. And he's going to leave this one upstairs and away.
You know, Josh, it's funny you brought up the Pirates, Pittsburgh Pirates. I grew up a Braves fan because they were on TV just as much as the Pirates. TBS.
That's exactly right, yes. And who was the station? There was a station that always carried the Cubs.
Yes.
WGN maybe, or something to that effect, UPN.
Yes, I do remember the Cubs always being on as well.
Cubs were always on TV, Braves always on TV. Of course, the Braves had some really good teams in the 90s, too. A couple of really good pitchers for the Braves, especially.
A lot of really good pitchers.
Yes. They could string them together. This one's going to miss outside.
But, as good as they were for how many, all those years, they didn't win very many World Series.
They got there.
They won a few,
couple of times, yeah.
But they didn't win very many, though. Because it seemed like, they were dominant for a number of years.
DeMitz goes after that one upstairs.
He went with the tomahawk again on that one,
He
Josh.
did. That's what produced his big hit last time. He put it into right field. Now we've got a full count offering.
I think that would have been over our heads.
And that's going to miss. DeMitz will draw the walk, and that loads the bases for the Rays. I can remember, Bill, as a kid getting to go see a Pirate game back at Three Rivers Stadium. The Braves were in town. This is going to be number 1, Tyson Huey. Huey was a strikeout victim his first time through. Here's the pitch from Goodwin. That one's going to miss upstairs and inside. And the Braves pitcher was Tom Glavine. And not only did Glavine proceed to shut down the Pirates, but he also proceeded to be the Braves' best batter of the game. He hit a home run. There's a strike to even up the count at 1. Game did not go very well for the Pirates in that case.
Yeah, the good old days of the pitchers batting. Occasionally you get those Braves pitchers. They were always good batters, I do recall.
Yes, I certainly remember Glavine being pretty good.
I believe they had
a
big competition with each other to see who could, have the best batting average at the end of this season.
Right now we've got a 1-2 count against Tyson Huey. This one is going to be inside to even it at 2. Of course, Bill, I can remember, too, not long after that, I'm going to say early 2000s was a headline. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on. That's going to be a strikeout.
A scoreless bottom of the second, Josh.
A scoreless bottom of the second, 6-5. I'll share about my headline that I recall in regarding the Pirates pitchers coming to the plate. That's the Pittsburgh Pirates, and we come back on the South Union Township Sports Network.
Garrett, pitcher. Kristen catcher. Isaac first. Tyson second. Garrett or True short. Ethan left field. Christian left center. Tom third. Bandon right center. Oh, sorry, my fault. Where did I pitch you? Don, you're going to third. Bandon, your spot. Where's Bandon?
Welcome back to the South Union Township Sports Network. The Rays and Braves in action. We have a very close game on our hands heading into inning number 3. It is a 6-5 ball game in favor of the Braves. And I do believe we're going to see a new pitcher for the Rays. And it appears that new pitcher is going to be number 6, Garrett Holt, who will move from shortstop to pitch here in inning number 3. Sending number 8 to the plate will be the Braves. And we're going to see Brody Piper coming to the plate here. He's a left-handed bat, and he's going to get us started in inning number 3 in just a moment. Braves and Rays in action here. 10U HARC Baseball at the South Union Township Sports Network. Bill, I was sharing with you just before we took a brief pause there after inning number 2 about a headline from the early 2000s, not long after the Pittsburgh Pirates had relocated to PNC Park. This would have been the early 2000s, if you will. And the headline was that the Pirates had the best hitting pitching staff in baseball. And I remember thinking that was pretty cool, but also maybe not the place you wanted to hang your hat if you were a professional baseball team.
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder what the next sentence was. You know, maybe like the worst batting lineup in the National League after that. The best hitting pitchers are worst 1 to 8 lineup.
Well, don't forget the Pirates also like to bat their pitcher number 8 every once in a while. That, of course,
you're
came,
right. I do remember that.
That came later, but that was
that was before advanced metrics too, huh? So,
I would guess so. Yeah.
Maybe they were ahead of their time on that. Maybe there's some kind of math to batting your worst batter 8th instead of 9th. I don't know.
Yeah,
Some
I'm
kind of
not
strategy.
sure.
I would like to hear the rationale behind that.
Needless to say, those days are behind us now in the world of professional baseball with the designated hitter in both leagues. And for the Braves, we will see number 8. He'll be stepping in the batter's box here in just a moment. We're down to our final few warm-up pitchers. Brody Piper, his first time through, he singled, and he did come around to score a run.
You know, Josh, something else I've noticed, it seems like we have a extremely high number of left-handed hitters out here in this league. You know, way more than I can remember ever being around.
We have seen quite a few, yeah. And quite a few left-handed pitchers as well. We've seen some lefties get some work here over the course of the last week, no question.
Yeah, there's probably some kind of advanced analytics to that too.
You hear a lot of professional hitters, Major League Baseball players today, say that they were taught or even forced from a young age to also learn to bat with the opposite hand, so to speak.
Yes, you know, the whole switch hitting thing's always been amazing to me, how batters can do that.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect. Here's a swing from Piper. For anyone who's able to comfortably go up and hit from either side of the plate, I couldn't imagine doing that on a professional stage.
Good-looking pitch there from Holt.
Holt goes up high this time, but we do have a 1-1 count and a game that has turned somewhat more defensive in nature. We had 5 runs scored each way in the first inning, and then just 1 run across all of the second. Here's Piper grinding this one through to short. This is True George on the throw, and Piper's going to beat it out. He, I believe, caught the foot of the first baseman there, but he appears to be okay. He's back on his feet, and he's on first base with a leadoff single. And so the Braves now going right back to work with a single.
Good hustle down the line there. About a base runner there.
This will be Benjamin Goodwin, who's pitching for the Braves, and he hits one just back past Holt. True George coming on, though, making a nice play to get Piper at second.
1 down here into the top of the third. Josh, I kind of wonder, though, like, are these bases a little too close? Because we're seeing, like, what looks to be a routine ground out to shortstop. They're beaten out easily to first base.
It does look like they are set in, certainly for this age group, a little further than the normal places. We can see where the normal places would be.
I just wonder if they're a little too close.
Charlie Henger will take a ball.
You got to remember, too, we're playing on this new surface. The ball's rolling good. It's not barely rolling.
That's actually a very good point. The ball does move across the infield here very quickly. Pitch here from Holt, swung on by Henger. Goodwin, who's reached first base, taking a few steps off there, ready to go if the opportunity would present itself.
Well, Josh, maybe we just have some really fast kids out here. Maybe that could be the case.
I do think we've got several athletic players really on every team we've seen so far. This one's going to be swung on by Henger, and finally Goodwin wants to go. He slides into second base safe. The throw will get away.
Nobody's covering third. Uh-oh.
Goodwin will stay there. Henger is down to his last strike, but he now has a teammate in scoring position. And he's going to hit this one skyward near the parking area. It's thankfully going to land safely. Does not strike anyone or any automobiles.
Yeah, we saw a couple vehicles get hit last week.
We did, a few foul balls striking the same poor pickup truck.
I think you keep parking further and further away. Next week you might be at Hutchinson Sportsman's Club.
I do keep parking further and further away. I don't want to take any chances. I have enough problems. Here's the throw down to try to get Goodwin, and it's not going to be in time, so Goodwin advances on the ball. And now a full count for Charlie Henger. We have seen the cars parked along the left field line victimized a couple times over the course of the last few games, and this is a called strike 3. Henger is down on strikes.
Another upside-down K for keeping score at home.
So 2 down very quickly here for the Rays. A runner is on third, and this is Levi Higman, who was going to take a strike. Higman, first time up, drew a walk. We have not seen as many free passes here, Bill, issued in innings 2 or 3 so far as we did in the first inning.
Kids are putting the ball in play. Pitchers making good throws.
And that's a good piece of field work there for the Rays, but unfortunately the throw is going to bring the first baseman off the bag. And Higman is going to be in with a single. And that also scores a run to make this a 7-5 ball game. Coming up to the plate and swinging at the very first pitch you'll see at this plate appearance, Jackson Stanish. Stanish behind 0-1. First time through, Stanish also drew a walk. He's going to be facing Holt for the first time. Pitch from Holt upstairs, and Stanish will leave it there. Beautiful evening here at Hutchinson. The shadows just beginning to grow a bit. Offering on its way. This one hit well by Stanish. Gloved by George. Throws on to second. He'll make the play there, and that'll do it. 3 outs. Retired pretty quickly here for the Rays in the top of inning number 3. 1 run does score. Your score now 7-5 as we head in to the bottom of the 3rd inning here on the South Union Township Sports Network.
No, leave him alone. You're ready to hit. No, it's time to hit. Quit asking the coaches questions. Let's hit.
Welcome back to the South Union Township Sports Network. We have reached the bottom of the 3rd inning here in our first of 2 contests that we'll be broadcasting for you tonight. Second one due to start at 7:45. This one underway at 5:45. And currently the Braves are in front, 7-5. Continuing to pitch for the Braves here in the bottom of the third inning will be number 5, Benjamin Goodwin. I'm actually going to correct myself. This is Levi Higman on the mound for the Braves. Braves under the direction of head coach Joshua Hartline. Sponsor, Hopwood Child Care. And they'll be going to work again against the Rays here in just a moment. Getting a final few pitches in before we resume. Our sponsors for tonight, Smith Lewis Chess, CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law. The Sprouse Insurance Group and agent David Hughes, SWGI specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, and South Union Township supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott.
Now, Josh, I just saw here on the live feed we have Noah checking in from Clearfield. And if I'm correct, that's California, I believe. You're a history teacher, but I don't know of any other Clearfields other than California.
Wow, that's a good point. I do believe, is there a Clearfield County in Pennsylvania?
Not sure. Well, maybe we'll get some verification on that where Noah's watching from. Clearfield, Pennsylvania, Clearfield, California.
Here's the offering from Higman. That's in for a strike. Batting right now for the Rays, Christian Curry. Curry drew a walk his first time through. He's going to look at a ball this time. I want to say, Bill, there is a Clearfield County, and I'm speculating on that. I seem to recall the Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball team running into a Clearfield during a PIAA state tournament in the late 90s.
You could be right. Then again, like I said, you're the history teacher. I just teach Jim.
That one's going to miss. I'll tell you what, Bill, I hope we don't get sold short anywhere, anyhow, on the importance of physical education in today's world. That's for sure. That one's going to miss, and Curry draws the walk. Always a need for physical education, no doubt.
Yeah, a lot of benefits to not only the body but the brain.
Brantley Connors is going to bat with Curry on first base. Of course, you could say that youth baseball, like this 10U HARC game you're observing right now. Here's the next pitch to Connors. Connors will swing on this one, and taking off is going to be Curry. Throw out to get him is not in time. Curry is in to second base. That's going to be a steal. Connors now batting with a runner in scoring position. But certainly even recreation like this, an example of physical education. This one fouled back. Of course, not all of our young people get these opportunities, and certainly, and hopefully, I should say, opportunities come to them for physical education in the school setting. This one is going to miss inside. Although, Bill, I will say, where I teach, of course, you at one time taught alongside me there. Whenever there's not a gym teacher around, I sort of become the incumbent gym teacher. I don't mind that.
Yeah, no, you
That
did a
one's
good
in for a
job at
strike.
it, too. First out of the inning.
Strikeout there, Brantley Connors. Connors had drawn a walk the first time. And we're going to see Vanden Bicker.
Yeah, Josh, you're well-versed. You hold many hats. I was going to tell you, you do a really good job at reading those advertisements between innings. Maybe you should look at like a third or fourth career as a voice actor. That's a big thing nowadays.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
You could do like maybe Kung Fu Panda or something, see if Manny recognizes your voice.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about him the last time we were here, and he was doing some pitch analysis for us, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, he kept calling for the slider.
Bicker is going to hit this one. It's going to stay fair. Throw down to first base will get away, and Bicker is going to try to take second. Run will score on the backside of this, and Bicker is going to make it to second. Now he wants third. Ball still not recovered. And finally, here it is, but Bicker has made it all the way around. He's turned that single essentially into a triple, and he's got to run home to make this a one-run game again. In the meantime,
one down. That ball took a while to retrieve. I thought maybe somebody was interfering over there with it or something.
True, that one was out of view for us. Here's a strike against Ethan Cuppett. After Cuppett, we're back to the top of the order for the Rays.
One down here, runner on third.
7-6 your score. Pitch is on its way. That's a good-looking one. Called strike. Good work so far for the Braves from number 5, Levi Higman. Higman will come set. And the pitch on its way to Cuppett. Cuppett will leave that one there. Thought about it. 1-2 goes the count. Higman working relatively quick compared to a few of the other innings. That one is going to be upstairs. Now we go 2-2. Bill, coming up this week at school on Friday, we have the 8th grade dance. So, of course, that is
Are you chaperoning?
I will not be chaperoning, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending upon your perspective. That one skips across the plate, 3-2. But we will be having, for the students who remain in the afternoon, the famous A.J. McMullen Pin Guard Tournament.
Uh-oh. Hopefully there's no funny business going on there like
Hopefully.
there's been in years past.
Oh, my, yes, some funny business has occurred. That's a strikeout.
2 down.
Back to the top of the order, Dominic Brooks in a 1-run ball game. And the tying run at third base, Brooks is the go-ahead run. And he comes up swinging, chases that one upstairs, and he's going to easily beat it out. There's no play. Bicker comes around to score.
7-7.
7-all here in the bottom of inning number 3. Very good game to this point, and we've got Garrett Holt stepping in. I had earlier encouraged anyone who was listening, if you could, maybe come down to the ball field tonight. Here's the pitch from Higman, and that one's going to chase Holt out of the batter's box. Nobody moves elsewhere, though. So Holt's going to face a 1-0 count, but do consider coming down. It's a beautiful evening if you've got any interest in checking out game number 2 tonight. That's just around the corner, 7:45, Phillies and Rangers. This one on its way will miss. So an opportunity here for Holt to maybe capture the lead for the Rays for the first time tonight. And Holt makes very strong contact into right field. Great piece of hitting there. And that's going to drive Brooks all the way around to third base. That, Bill, may have been the highest exit velocity we've seen tonight.
I would agree with that. That was a hard hit ball right through the hole, and nice job by the right fielder to get the ball in, save a run.
Runners on first and second for the number 3 hitter, True George, who is pitched. And now he pops this one up. Is it playable?
Oh.
No. Gets away. True George has pitched tonight, and he's also done a really good job flashing the leather at shortstop. He was very impressive there.
I believe he made the put out in the top of the third, right?
He did a very heads-up play. This one fouled back. I think for 10U, Bill, we have seen, even when infielders make the good play and come up with the baseball, there's a moment of hesitation about maybe what decision they should make. That, I'm sure, comes with time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, it's nice just to see these kids out here, starting to learn the game. It's the toughest thing to do in sports is to hit a baseball. And they're out here, trying their best the first time facing live pitching, in game situations.
This one is very well hit by True George. Through, past the Keystone, and well into center. That one's got trouble written all over it. George around second. He wants third. The ball is just getting to the Keystone. George is going to push it for home, and the throw is going to beat him. Tag is applied, but George clears the bases prior to that and has opened this ball game up in favor of the Reds. That is 3 down here in the bottom of the third. We're halfway through this one here. It's quite a game. Plenty of scoring. When we come back, we're ready for inning number 4 here between the Braves and the Rays on the South Union Township Sports Network.
They scored 2 runs there on that one, right?
Great hit, buddy. That's on me. I took a triple from you.
Okay, man, nice throw.
Welcome back to the South Union Township Sports Network here at Hutchinson, just outside of Hopwood, Pennsylvania. We've got the Rays and the Braves. The Rays took their first lead of this contest. Score is now 9-7. We've got more baseball coming this evening. 7:45 first pitch, Phillies and Rangers. And returning to the mound for the Rays to pitch here in inning number 4 will be number 6, Garrett Holt. Garrett, of course, came up with the very impressive single in the home half of the third inning. He'll get to work here in the top half of the fourth in just a moment. We want to thank our sponsors tonight, Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and agent David Hughes, SWGI specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, and South Union Township supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Certainly appreciate everything that they have done to make South Union Township Sports Network possible. And we're just a moment here from beginning inning number 4. Beautiful evening here in southwestern Pennsylvania, 76 degrees as you hear us on the South Union Township Sports Network. First pitch was 77, so we are seeing just a bit of cooling here at Hutchinson. Beautiful evening, though, all told. A few clouds lingering to the west, perfectly blue skies to the north. A few clouds as well off to the south, but a beautiful evening expected. No rain in the immediate forecast. That, of course, will change, unfortunately. And we're going to see number 4, Mason Collins, stepping in for the Braves to begin inning number 4. Collins drew a walk his last time through, and that also means we're nearing the bottom of the Braves order and will soon be returning to the top of that order. The top of the order for this Braves team has done some damage throughout. We're ready to go here for inning 4. First pitch from Holt is going to miss down low, and we'll go 1-0 against Collins. Forecast, Bill, unfortunately for us, is going to be changing, and it's going to become a lot less summer-like and a lot more spring-like over the next 3 days here in Fayette County. A high tomorrow of just 65 degrees. That one misses up high, 2-0 against Collins. Some thunder in the forecast for tomorrow. And then Friday, the rain continues with a high of just 58 degrees. That is going to seem almost winter-esque, I suppose.
Yeah, I was looking at the forecast today, and I saw it was going to rain tomorrow. And, of course, Manny has his first T-ball game. So I'll be, getting all kind of flack from him about his game being canceled probably because of rain. So hopefully he takes it easy on me. That was a strike there, 3-1.
3-1 count against Collins. Manny, I'm sure, eager to get that season underway. Manny is something of a multi-sport athlete, to say the very least. I feel like every time I've talked to him, there's a walk to Mason Collins. Every time I talk to Manny, he's playing a different sport, ready for a new experience.
Yeah, he likes them all. He goes soccer, basketball, baseball, hockey. We're going to do some flag football this summer. So, he's busy, keeps me busy, keeps you young, I guess.
Absolutely. That's, I think, what's really nice about that. He stays active, gets to try out everything, and keeps you on the move. This is Maddox Tungate. Tungate, first time through, singled, came around to score a run. Was a nice single as well. He'll take a ball here. Count goes 2-0. Bill, you had shared earlier watching this game unfold, and now that we've seen some really good contact, you had said the hardest thing to do in sports, and I've heard it said many times, is to hit a baseball. I may be living proof that the hardest thing to actually do is hit a golf ball. This one is hit to True George, who's thinking maybe two. There's one at the Keystone for sure. And we've got one down. Collins forced out at second base. Tungate in at first.
Yeah, Josh, you say about, hitting the golf ball, and my golf game is absolutely horrendous. So I have to agree with you. You would think, I've said this many a times.
That one misses downstairs.
I've said this many a times, how, as I'm on the golf course, how can it be so hard to hit this ball? It's just sitting there. And, it's just frustrating to me.
This one is going to be in for a strike. This is Scott Gwynn at the plate. And, Bill, I know exactly what you mean. The crazy part about baseball and golf to me, and maybe the difference is, I feel like, and here's the 1-1 offering to Gwynn. This one is in for a strike, 1-2. I feel like when you're playing baseball, you do occasionally see other players strike out, other players pop out, other players ground out, and okay, this could happen to me too. This one's up high. Gwynn does not offer. We go 2-2. But I feel like anytime I golf anywhere, it could be a miniature golf course, I am the only person there struggling. Everyone else is having the time of their life, enjoying what they're doing, and I'm there destroying the golf course usually. Here's a strikeout. I probably do more damage to most golf courses than your typical gopher or groundhog.
Yeah, Josh, that's funny you mentioned that, Often I usually just find myself cussing and, not really enjoying myself as other people are, just hitting the straight drives and making putts.
Noah Hartline will take a ball, throw down here.
A little delayed still there.
Is not going to be in time to get Tungate. Good hustle by him to get to second base. And we do have a few spectators now beyond the left field fence who are feeding the geese. Here's the pitch. That one's in for a strike. I'm not sure what the rule is on that, so I hope I'm not getting anyone in trouble.
I'm not sure either, so we'll just say it's all right.
A few people skipping stones out there as well. This one misses outside.
Yeah, see, there's fun for the whole family down here. Do a little bit of everything, a little fishing, little geese feeding, little skipping rocks, and some baseball.
Yeah, a nice walking track, too, here as well. This one's going to miss outside in the dirt. Tungate wants third base. He takes off for third. He's there. Nearly steps off a third. Is able to get back. That was a close call.
Yeah, I was a little worried for him there when he his momentum kind of took him off the base.
Hartline has been up a couple of times tonight. He's got a single and an RBI. And here he swings through this one. And he is down on strikes. And I do believe that is 3, although there is a moment of hesitation here.
I had 3-1 as well. So, yeah.
And that's going to make it full. I stand corrected, Bill. I thought that was out number 3. Hartline, who's got a single and an RBI tonight, is still alive here with a runner in scoring position. His team trails by 2 down. And the Phillies and the Rangers are now on the scene. Here's the pitch. This one swung through by Hartline, and that will do it here in the top half of the 4th inning. The Rays have settled in and have held on to this lead and will take that lead and now to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Hutchison on the South Union Township Sports Network. Welcome back to the South Union Township Sports Network. Joshua Scully alongside Bill Dice with you this evening. Shadows becoming ever longer here in game number 1, where the Rays lead the Braves. If you're watching this game on Breezeline or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Television, or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates. Facebook.com/South Union TV. Subscribe for notifications when we go live. We will continue to see pitching for the Braves. Number 5, we also saw him pitch last inning, Levi Higman. He did a pretty good job for the Braves, and he'll continue to battle against these Rays here in the home half of inning number 4. Last time through, the Rays were able to build upon a lead. They actually took a lead for the first time and were able to further generate a couple of runs beyond the tie and now lead this one. True George, of course, delivered the triple, nearly legged it out all the way around, was tagged out at home on a very good throw by the Braves. And so we're going to start this one for the Rays with Isaac Kirsch due up. Kirsch has already drawn a walk this evening and ultimately came around to score. He did also strike out earlier tonight as well, so we'll see what he's able to do here against Higman. The Rays, coached by Tony Holt, sponsor Mom Maruka's. Probably not too late to give Mom Maruka's a buzz if you're in the market for some pizza tonight. And we want to thank all of our volunteer coaches on both teams, the Rays and the Braves. What an excellent job they do. It's really great to see between the innings and during the half-inning break, the coaches offering some words of encouragement, some inspiration, some reassurance to these young players, and certainly just as much as the technical prowess of the game and the know-how of the game, they certainly need that too.
You know what, Josh? Something else I've noticed, too, these umpires, they've done a really good job of taking the time to explain things to these young players and, give them some help and advice, which is really nice to see. And we do have some verification, too, from Noah from Clearfield. They said it's 3 hours from Uniontown, about an hour from Penn State.
Okay.
So there we have it. And we thank you guys. They're watching their grandson tonight, so we thank you for tuning in. Glad we could bring it to you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everyone who is joining us today, for checking us out. And we've got Kirsch at the plate. He's going to take a ball. The two teams for our next game are on scene, the Phillies and the Rangers. Phillies on the move right now, maybe making their way to the concession stand. Kirsch going to offer at this one.
Get a little pregame meal. They do have a lot of variety over there at the concession stand.
They really do. They do a great job at that concession stand. It is impressive. This one is going to be left upstairs. Higman. Sorry, Bill, go ahead.
Oh, good. I was just going to say the Rays are trying to add to their 9-7 lead here in the bottom of the fourth.
They've got a good opportunity to do that. This one a called strike. Higman working against Kirsch here. Higman pitched the previous inning as well for the Braves. Shadows on the field, truly becoming quite lengthy now as the sun has dipped in the sky.
I don't know about how it feels out there, Josh, but it definitely feels a little bit cooler in here.
It does, and there's a breeze blowing now pretty consistently as well, which is nice. I'm sure it's refreshing to the players as well. Here's the pitch from Higman, and this one's going to be a called strike 3, and Kirsch is down on strike. So now we'll see Hayden DeMitz.
He must have thrown an old slider there, as Manny likes to call for. Backed him up a little bit and got it over the plate.
The players on the field tonight might be missing Manny's warnings. He didn't hesitate to tell them to look for that breaking ball, the off-speed pitch, the slider. He called for the fastball a time or two. DeMitz goes up after that one, fouls it back.
One thing we've learned tonight, Josh, about DeMitz, he likes those high ones.
He does. He dropped one of those into right field. First time through, came around to score a run. He's walked tonight. Here's the 0-1. He's going to back out of the way of this one. 1-1. For those of you who are joining us from outside the immediate area, we are here at Hutchison Park, outside of Hopwood, Pennsylvania. Hopwood's the home of about 2,000 people, just to the immediate southeast of the city of Uniontown. Here's the pitch. That one is going to be a called strike, catches the corner of the plate. Uniontown, of course, is the county seat of Fayette County and is home to about 10,000 people. At one time was home to as many as 25,000 people. This pitch going to be swung on by DeMitz, and he's down on strikes. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Higman. Coming to the plate now is going to be Tyson Huey. Huey's a right-handed bat. He'll step in now to face Higman. This one on its way, and he's going to offer it the first one and come up empty, 0-1. We are not too far away either from the boundary of South and North Union Townships, which I do believe, and I could stand to be corrected on this. In fact, even as I'm about to say it, I believe it is not correct. So I'll still offer it out, but I do stand to be corrected, 1-1. I do believe that South and North Union Townships are the most populous townships in Fayette County. We're near the border of those two townships. Here's the 1-1 offering. Going to be left up high, 2-1. I do believe they're the most populous townships in the county, although the reason I'm second-guessing myself is I'm thinking that Dunbar Township may also have a relatively large population. 2-2. I may have to check that out for myself when we have a break here in the future.
Yeah, you got me curious now. If I was thinking maybe somewhere out Albert Gallatin way as well.
This one will miss. Full count. North Union Township does have more people of the two, and I know the townships were in fact one township, Union Township, until 1851. Here's the full count offering, and that will be a called strike, and Higman has struck out all three Rays he faced here in that half inning. When we come back, it's time for inning number 5 here between the Rays and the Braves. Welcome back to the South Union Township Sports Network. Joshua Scully and Bill Dice here along with you. Garrett Holt remains on the mound for the Rays, and he will be facing here in the top of the 5th inning, number 3, Eli King. King will get us started for the Braves. King has had a pretty busy evening so far today. First time up, he had a double that he essentially turned into a triple when the opportunity was there, came around to score a run. This one's upstairs, so he goes ahead 1-0. We did check the census from 2020 during the break, and North Union Township is the most populated township in Fayette County. South Union is number 2. And this one is hit, and that is going to be a called fair ball.
Oh, what a play there by number 10.
Great job.
Kirsch.
Great job by the Rays staying with that ball. It looked like it was going to go foul any second, never did.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to hit the bag there. It just kind of skipped right over it.
Mahalko in the batter's box. He'll take a strike here. A couple of townships real close to North and South Union in population. Dunbar, Bullskin, Luzerne. Give those townships a shout out tonight. They're all pretty close. All have around 6,000 or 7,000 people. This one misses off the mark outside. Of course, we have a few townships with very few people, too. Just about 600 people out in Stewart Township. That's where you'll find Ohio Powell State Park. This one will miss up high, 2-1. Mahalko batting here. Nobody on, one down. And evening is well upon us here as we approach half past the 7 o'clock hour. Holt will come set, send this one on its way. And this one is going to miss outside. Holt has been pretty good so far for the Rays since he has taken over. Right now he's trying to protect a lead for his team. And the Braves, for all intents and purposes, are down to just 5 outs here in this contest. Holt with the wind, the delivery. This one is up and away. Up and inside, and that will walk Mahalko and bring Piper to the plate. Piper singled his first time through, scored a run, singled his second time through. Was thrown out in a fielder's choice during that second time. And he grounds this one foul down the third base line to his coach. The Braves, coached by Joshua Hartline, sponsor Hopwood Child Care. This one's on its way, and this one is fouled back to the cage. Great crowd on hand tonight here at Hutchinson. We've got spectators in both pavilions. The bleachers here are covered up. We've got some very adventurous Parkers down the left field line. This one is going to be grounded back to Holt. Holt nicely up with it, throws on, and gets the put out. Another good job there by Isaac Kirsch with the glove. Mahalko's going to move up to second base, but Piper is out for the first time tonight. He had been 2 for 2. He's now 2 for 3, and following him is going to be Goodwin. So Goodwin will bat here. Goodwin also did some pitching earlier tonight. He's going to bat with a runner in scoring position. This one will miss. And Mahalko wants to move up to third, and he will do so. Goodwin had a single his first time through, scored a run. Hit into a fielder's choice his second time through, scored a run. And he's come around every time so far for these Braves. And he hits the ball well here. Back to True George. Give him a gold glove. He throws out Goodwin.
No, dropped it first,
No.
Josh.
Oh, my. Well, you cannot be too mad at Isaac Kirsch there. Kirsch has been rock solid so far this inning. True George coming up with it quickly and throwing on. The run does score, so we've got a 9-8 ball game. And Goodwin will not hesitate to move up to second base. Currently up now, Charlie Henger. Henger was the starting pitcher for the Braves tonight. Drew a walk his first time through, scored a run. Batting here with a chance to tie the ball game. Henger himself is the go-ahead run for the Braves. Big swing here comes up empty, and we go 1-1. South Union and North Union Townships were the same township until 1851. Union Township, that is. Here's the 1-1 offering. This one is going to miss just outside. Catcher will look back the base runner before returning the ball to Holt. Union Township was one of the original townships to Fayette County, going all the way back to 1783. This one is in for a strike. And the Rays were worried that Goodwin was on the move. He is not. He goes back to second base. Bill, I hate to say it, but some of the goose feeding is becoming a little egregious out there. It's no longer a secret that someone is feeding the Geese. And this one is going to be a strikeout to end the inning. So the Rays are able to preserve their lead. The Braves do get one. It's 9-8 heading into the bottom.
That's going to end it.
That'll end it, period. Oh, you know what, Bill?
The time limit.
Yes. Well, we did not share that with the spectators, so maybe we should very quickly. The rule is that you are not able to start a new inning at this age level, 10U, after an hour and 45 minutes of play. So, although, yes, technically we're in the middle of an inning here, the Rays were holding a 9-8 advantage and did not need to bat in the bottom of that inning. So that is going to do it. We want to thank our sponsors again, Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and agent David Hughes, SWGI specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, South Union Township supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. We also want to remind you that we've got another game coming up here in just a short while. We'll be watching the Phillies and the Rangers right here on this field on the South Union Township Sports Network. Bill and I will be back with you, so please don't go away. Again, for the South Union Township Sports Network, this was Joshua Scully. For Bill Dice, this has been a cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Your final score, the Rays 9 and the Braves 8. For Bill Dice, this is Joshua Scully. We'll be right back here with the Phillies and Rangers. Don't go away.